Women have played an important part in IP from the dawn of this age, and a couple of examples that I would probably say stick out in my mind are people like Catherine Blodgett, who discovered non-reflective glass, and one of my personal favourites, because I am a huge coffee drinker, Melita Bentz, I think is her name, and she discovered the coffee filter. So, you know, it's not something new for us to look at women and their part in IP. We have things like Women in IP awards now. We have Women in IP conferences. So that just gives you an indication of how far we've come with IP. We don't just talk about, you know, if I give you another example, we don't talk about women in Oscar awards. You know, the Oscars are the Oscars. Until we get to a stage where we can talk about IP awards or IP conferences as just that, I think there is a need to recognize and acknowledge the achievements of, you know, women who have actually helped to build up IP to where it is today. What is attracting women to technology and to IP? I would say a network. I think now women absolutely know that they have other women who are attracted to the same things they're attracted to in the industry. There are opportunities for women in the industry now that arguably hadn't presented themselves in the past. Also, it's exciting to be in this industry now. You look at the various different facets of technology, from AI to machine learning. Big data is slightly an overused term, one that I'm arguably not the keenest of, because it doesn't really mean anything unless you really start to drill down into the idea of having integrated data, and therefore you can extract insights from it and make really key decisions going forward. So I think for women right now, there isn't that high barrier to entry, or that perceived high barrier to entry. I think now it's deemed normal for a woman or a young female to look at technology or IP as an industry that's going to be a successful route for them. For me, what attracted me to IP and technology was, in essence, a love for the law. I do believe that things are black and white, which sometimes, you know, steers me in a difficult path when I discover these shades of grey. But I do love the idea of having something written down that can guide you. That also was an issue for me further down the line, because it was far too prescriptive, and that's why I like technology. Technology gives you the ability to create, to invent, to think outside the box without certain constraints. And I think that's what we have today when it comes to IP. And that's why I believe the marriage of IP and technology is a crucial one for us today. My advice to young women who are interested in getting into IP or technology is go for it. We are experiencing really exciting times now with the advent of a good enough network for them to actually go and ask advice from. Also, the interesting things that are happening in technology and in IP today should be an attraction for those young females to go into these industries. And also, there are actually a number of jobs for them now to go into. It's very exciting times for them. It should be very attractive for them. Today, there's no excuse for a young female to say, actually, I can't fulfill that role because it's always been done by a man. Now, you actually see a number of your role models who are females. So there's no excuse, go for it.